Hello, I'm Stephanie, and welcome to Bloomination, a channel dedicated to helping fellow seekers find insight, support, motivation, and love along their path to blooming into their highest selves. And today's video is labeled Rejection is Redirection. And the reason I wanted to do this video today is because it just seems like a lot of people are going through some heavy stuff right now. A lot of transformation. I've had friends reach out to me trying to process what's going on, whether it's, not getting into the school that they thought they were going to get into, not getting that relationship or the relationship breaking apart. There's just so much going on right now, so much turbulence and so much purging happening that I think that a lot of people are just kind of going through this process where they're feeling unworthy or they're feeling like, why am I feeling rejected? And how do I mend my heart? And what's the point? Why even follow my intuition if it's just going to lead me to failure? But it's not failure. It hasn't worked out yet. It hasn't unfolded yet. And you're just being redirected. And I know it's a caca storm, but we can be alchemists. We can take that shit, we can transmute it into fertilizer, and we can bloom. Like, we have a choice. We really do. Like, you are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. And Carl Jung talks about that. My favorite quote. In fact, that's what led me to Carl Jung, is that quote. And he talks about archetypes, right? He talks about how we have specific stories that we listen to. They reach us. They go inside our psyche and they trigger us. And all the things that we're drawn to, whether it's songs or stories or movies, they can tell us a lot about ourselves, a lot about what's going on beneath the surface and what's going on in our shadow and our subconscious. And that can tell us a lot about who we are and what lessons we can learn from life. And one of the stories I'd like to use to help us kind of navigate through this caca storm is it's Moana. I happen to be a fan of Moana. I like the story of it, and so we're going to use this story and the archetype of Moana to help us kind of navigate, as I said, through this storm, if you will. Let's go into the story of Moana, where she's kind of in that dark night of the soul, right? She's out in the ocean. She's all by herself. Maui's checked out. She's out there, with the heart of Te Fiti still, but she throws it in the ocean. The ocean isn't giving it back to her anymore. She thinks it's over. And she doesn't understand why she was called out to the ocean in the first place. What was the point? Until she lets her soul and her soul family remind her who she is. And once she remembers who she is, she takes charge of the story, says, screw the prophecy, I'm going to do this anyway. And she goes back herself into the ocean. She doesn't even wait for the ocean to give her back the stone. She goes back herself. She reclaims her story. She shows up. She grabs it and she goes. And then what happens? Everything lines up for her again. And not only does she make it past Taka, she faces Taka, right? She looks at the dark shadow aspects. And she looks at it and she says, I forgive you. I know who you are. I love you. And she restores that heart. And I like to think of it as actually her being the heart itself. Not the stone, but her herself was the heart, because she was willing to brave all of that and face the shadow and restore the balance. And it kind of, I always thought that, Te Fiti looked like Moana, right? They kind of look like each other. So it's almost like she has aspects of this goddess within herself and she's restoring that balance. And because she's willing to face that dark, she transmutes it. She brings that balance back to Te Fiti. And that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about some transmutation on a deep level. Looking at that darkness straight in the face and being like, yo, I see you. I know who you really are. I'm going to transmute this. And that's what I just want to leave with you guys today. I just hope that you can see that if you've been rejected or you feel that you're not worthy, stay in the raft. Like, stay in the raft. Like, I love it when people say that. I'm adopting that, and you know who you are if you know I'm saying this. Like, stay in the raft, because the storm's going to take you farther than you could have gone just paddling along. That storm is there to keep you moving forward, and it may not be the ideal situation. It may not be, very comfortable, but it is going to get you to that next step. And it's up to you to step up and say, you know what, things aren't working out the way that I thought they would, but this is my story. This is me. I'm taking control of this now, and I'm going to make it work out because I choose to. And so we can be that type of alchemist for our own life and know that the prophecy is, you know, whatever, expectations, meh. A lot of times, like, life wants to give you something even better than what you could have expected, you know, this or better. And I like to say that, you know, may I have this or something better, right? So we can do this. We can totally transmute this shit. Definitely feel what you need to feel, mourn what you're mourning, but don't take root there. Don't jump out of the raft and just go floating along, because you deserve more than that. You deserve to take hold of your story. You deserve to own your story, to change it, and let it play out to its fullest potential. If you want a recommendation, I do have a great book that it was called Change Your Story, Change Your Life by Carl Greer. It's kind of like a Jungian approach with shamanism that kind of combines, you examine your story, you rewrite it. It's a cool little book if you want some help along those lines to help you rewrite your story, get some support. Another story we can examine is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And if you know that story, you know that the main character finds himself in a china shop at one point. He's on this quest, and all of a sudden he finds himself in the china shop. And it's very comfortable there. He could make a living if he wanted. But he chooses not to stay in the china shop. He chooses not to settle. And you don't know, maybe that thing you wanted so bad was your china shop. And then you wouldn't have had the beautiful love that's waiting for you. You wouldn't have the ability to be an alchemist. You wouldn't have all this like beauty and abundance. You don't have to think of it as everything happens for a reason. Some people don't like that phrase, and I understand that. But you could think of it as there's opportunity for growth in each situation if you choose to show up. No one's going to do it for you, and you have support. You have soul family members all around you. You just have to look for them and be open to them and ask for them. You aren't alone, even if you feel that you're unusual or you feel like, you know, you're not like everyone else. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Own your uniqueness, because there's something in there that's unfolding because of that uniqueness. But anyway, this is a short video, but I just wanted to tell you guys that, you know, you're not alone. Redirection is there for you, for your benefit. And some people like to say rejection is protection, and it can be, definitely. I can understand that perspective as well. But I don't really like the word protection because it implies that you're inviting something that you'd need protecting from. And so I like redirection better because it sort of just guides you on that next step, right? It's there, it's like divine redirection, really. And it's there to guide you, to take you to that next step. But you have to make that choice to say, no, this is my story. I'm going to take control of this story, and I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to allow myself to get rooted into something else. Pay attention to the things you're drawn to right now. Nurture yourself. Get back to what it is that makes you feel passionate about life. We don't all got it figured out. Like, you know, I like to say, like, the people who seem like they have it all figured out, they don't even have it figured out. Like, I don't care who you are, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody's still working this out. I don't have everything figured out. I'm still working this out too. But we can do this together as a family and share our insights with each other. So if you got anything from this video, or you want to comment on how you're taking steps to be an alchemist in your life, or to, you know, use this rejection as redirection and take your power back, I would love to hear from you. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me here on YouTube and comment down below. And if you do happen to be one of those people who are blooming into their highest selves, please do, you know, subscribe. And I would love it if you can join the family. But if not, don't you worry. Either way, I send you love. And thank you so much for listening today. And take care. And may we all bloom into our highest selves. Take care, you guys. Bye.